Hi, my name's Mikis, and I'm here with the MVP Workshops crew, and we're here to kind of teach you some stuff on how to get involved in music production. So what was the Walthamstow Garden Party has now turned into the Up in the Air programme, and this is in association with the Barbican, Waltham Forest Music Service, Beatroots, and our team here at MVP Workshops. And we're also going to be joined by a special guest in this video. I'm with Sam from MVP Workshops. Tell us a little bit about the program, Sam.
Hi guys, I'm Sam. I'm not the special guest. I'm the CFO of MVP Workshops. And in this program, we want you to create a new way of live events through interaction online. And we're going to show you a few steps in the music production realm. I don't really know too much about music production, Mikis, so it'll be helpful for me if you can just show me the basics, and I'll struggle with the whole thing. So it would be cool if you could teach the basics.
Yeah, no problem. That's why we're here. I'll just tell you a little bit about myself. I am a music producer, and I've produced music for this TV program called the 4 O'Clock Club, which I've done quite a lot of songs for. In fact, nearly 400 songs over 10 years for this show. And it's been a really interesting process, but I've been working with young people on this show for a long time, creating music with them. So that's been good fun. Today, we're going to look at Cubase, and we're going to be installing Cubase 10.5. It should be a quite simple process, but we're going to actually do it and see how it goes. So
let's do it together, guys.
The first thing you want to do is you want to do a Google search for Cubase, and that will take you to this website. This is new.steinberg.net/Cubase, and that will bring you to the Cubase website, which is an industry standard music production software, also known as a DAW, a digital audio workstation.
I've heard of that before.
Yeah, that's right, DAW. So there's lots of different DAWs out there. There's Logic, there's Cubase, there's some other ones as well, like Fruity Loops. And so you might have had some experience with other software, but this is the one we're going to use for today. We're going to get a free trial version. So the first thing you need to do is go to this Cubase website, scroll down a little bit, and you will see the download trial version button. You click on there, and that takes you to here. And it says, would you like to try Cubase for 30 days? I think we will. So we're going to press try Cubase Elements.
We'll put the link in the description of the video.
So what it's going to ask you here for is your email and a password, but you won't be able to log in like that until you've actually created a Steinberg ID. So I think we're going to need to create a Steinberg ID. So you were going to click on this button here.
If you're under 18, get your parents to help you with this, yeah?
That's a great idea, Sam. All right, so we're going to put an email in, a password, and we're going to repeat a password there, and then that's going to create your account. So Sam's going to teach us how to actually get going with his login details. So Sam, have a go at actually trying to create a Steinberg account and see how easy it is.
Email address. And a quick password.
I would suggest making sure this is not a password that you use for everything else.
Yeah.
So it looks like you'll have to tick that button. That's good, to say that you agree to their privacy policy.
And the terms and conditions, and then continue.
Yes, please. Okay, so it's asking you for a 6-digit verification, which is then going to be sent to your email. So we'll have a look for that. So you've got your email, Sam. That's great. And there's your 6-digit code. You're going to need to now put that into the website.
Yeah, I'm just going to put that in now. 577498. And continue.
Yes. So in order for you to actually get Cubase, they want you to confirm that they're going to send you a newsletter subscription. You can cancel this subscription later on if you find it annoying.
But for now, I'm just going to click confirm. Okay, check your emails.
So this is the email that you got, and this is saying that you can now download, install, and activate your Cubase trial. So we're on a Mac, but if you're on a PC, then you would click the PC version. So click that button, download Mac version, Sam, and then allow any downloads that are going to take place. And you can see up in the top right-hand corner that your download has started. If you click on that, it will tell you how long it's going to take, roughly.
Oh, wow, it's quite quick. That was really fast. 9 seconds.
Excellent.
So now I'll open the folder.
Yeah, so the next step is to then install the software. So you can see this is quite a long process, but it's now asking, would you like to install a Steinberg download assistant? And now it's going to download further content to your computer in order to run Cubase.
I accept the agreement. Next. Install the download manager.
Yes, please.
It says now ready. Finish.
So you had to create a download to download a download manager to then download Cubase. And now you're
Awesome.
in the actual Steinberg download assistant. So what we want is the Cubase Elements trial. So up at the top there, the Cubase Elements 10.5 trial, the third one along from the top. Now you can see that the full version is actually 15.35 gigabytes. So you'll need to check how much space you've got available on your computer. Have a go at that one, Sam. Okay, so this is now going to take quite a long time to download. It will probably produce a progress bar, and then we'll be downloading our Cubase trial.
Yeah, if you have any questions so far, pop them in the comments and we'll make sure to answer them.
Excellent. That's downloading at a good speed. So now is a good time to go and get a cup of tea and come back and see when your download is completed.
Cheers, everyone.
Thanks for that, Sam. So we're joined with our special guest, Rxwntree. Welcome to the show, as it were, Rxwntree.
Hi everybody, hi, you right?
That's a nice, you're in a nice location. That looks beautiful. Just got...
I'm working hard in lockdown, so yeah, you know, just having a regular time.
Is that happy?
Tell us a little bit about yourself, what you've been working on recently, and what you think that young people should look for when they're actually starting to create music.
Okay, so local lad anyway. I'm from Hackney, Walthamstow anyway. So everyone around. Music producer. I play a few instruments: the piano, clarinet, and sax. I produce for quite a few contemporary artists, from Mo Stax, J House to AJ Tracy. Females like Emily Sande to Ray Black. If you're into the whole Afrobeat scene, I work with people like Tiwa Savage, One Day Cole. I'm signed to Tiny Temper and Sony ATV, and they publish my music, and I produce a lot of stuff with Mikis. You can screen in probably screen 1 or 2. One of these screens here, you'll see. And that's kind of me. The basics of what I'm going to be talking about today is just like how to make a basic beat, really, and that's kind of what pays my bills.
Good stuff. So if you was to give a tip to young people to just getting started in terms of maybe what they need in order to get started, what's the things they need to get hold of in order to make their beats and their music?
For starters, access to a computer, whether you don't own one or not. I know Sam and everyone at the MVP workshops do many kind of classes where you can come use a computer and whatnot. And also a few colleges in Walthamstow are also open as well. So getting access to a computer is key. You don't have to own one straight away, but just getting access and building up the hunger. Once you've done that, trying to craft out what sounds you like and who are you as a person, and then trying to put that into your music. Because I think the key thing is not trying to copy someone that's already out, because you're always going to be trying to chase them. So trying to develop who you are and getting that out, and then just doing you until doing you becomes cool.
Okay, that's a good tip. And if you was going to start making like a song, where do you usually start with? What elements do you usually start with when you're actually producing these songs?
It used to be, I used to do a lot of melodies first, and I still do it if I'm with an artist. So, for instance, last night I was with an artist called Mo Stratton. He's very melodic based, so I'll always start with keys, because the keys kind of open him up to what he's gonna say and how he feels with emotions. With other artists, if I'm with like a more, I don't know, gritty rapper or a drill artist, I'll go with drums first, because the groove of the drum kind of determines where I'm going to go with the melody. So it kind of depends who I'm working for, what I'm working for. That's kind of the best way to describe it. But currently, I've been doing a lot of drums first, because I kind of like to get the bass in place and the chords, and just use it for like kind of like decorations and whatnot, like on top of the cake.
And how many tracks would you say you kind of try and layer on top of each other to make a good drum track?
So, for instance, last night I made a proper like kind of hip hop track. So layering is very important in that stuff, because a lot of the stuff is kind of just like layered like lasagna and moves together. So like a lot of thick layers make the best music. So for instance, my kick drum is laid off a hi-hat, just so it has that kind of like hip hop crunch, and I've got a bit of distortion on that. My snare would always be laid with a tambourine. So if I'm making hip hop, those are gonna be like the minimum 2 layers I'm gonna have. And then on top of that, we're gonna have organs and like loads of keys. So like layers wise, drum layers, near enough everything's doubled up. Kicks on the hi-hats, snares and tambourines, etc. Just for that crunch feel. Otherwise it just feels very flat.
So you're saying it's better to have less going on, but then to actually stack them on top of each other, rather than having like really loads of things going on all at once.
Yeah, like I've always said to everyone when I used to teach that good music is like lasagna. It's the same thing repeated, just layered well.
I like it.
Good analogy.
Yeah, I mean, like you don't have you don't have mustard and Marmite and cucumbers. You just have meat or corn if you don't eat meat. Sorry, corned meat we'll say today. Cheese, sauce, cheese again or whatever, or lactose-free cheese or whatever. It's just the same thing. Laid very well.
Gluten-free pasta.
A lot of the problem is a lot of people make music without leaving space for the vocals. So I think layering, getting your sounds right and leaving space for the last instrument, which the vocals is pretty key.
So Rxwntree, if you could give us your 5 industry tips for getting into the music industry, that would be fantastic.
The first tip you probably won't understand, but I'm going to say it anyway. Don't make beats that vocal themselves. So leave space for the vocal. If you need to, find an acapella and put it on your song, so you can like almost leave space for it. You have to leave space for the vocals, otherwise a lot of artists, MCs, even poets won't work on your song because there's no space for them, and some of them can't articulate that. So leave space for the artists, please. Tip number 2, layer your sounds. You can layer kicks with other kicks. You can layer kicks with hi-hats. Snares and tambourines together will work really well. Choose high quality sounds. And if you find yourself using maybe, I don't know, 10 kicks, maybe a lot of them ain't the one. So just try and find 2 solid sounds and layer them correctly. Tip number 3, add musical elements into your song. If you can't play instruments, find someone who can, or learn off YouTube or something. Real music's never gonna die. So if your song's gonna be performed live and it's all electronic, it's not gonna sound really nice live. So try and add some live elements into it, whether that's keys, I don't know, some samples or something, just some live elements. Tip number 4 now, level your music. I used to be under the impression that I need to get to the person as quick as possible and then reduce quality. So just try and level it. Listen to it on your phone, listen to it in a car if you have access to one, on your laptop speakers, on your TV, as many places as you can, and just try and find the most best level for it so that it's presented in the best way. You wouldn't go to a job interview looking like a bit of a mess, would you? So present your music in the best way possible. Um,
Mm.
and then the last
One more, five.
one more. Invest your time and money if you can into getting plugins. Those are going to improve your productions. We've all probably got the same chords and melodies and stuff like that, but it's kind of the sounds you choose now which kind of determine how professional your song sounds. So there are many free plugins you can find on YouTube, and there's also plugins you can rent off Splice and rent to own, etc. So if you can, start doing that procedure there. Those are probably my 5 tips.
Thanks very much for joining us, Rxwntree. It sounds like you're really busy with loads of great artists, and good luck with everything you do.
Thank you, guys.
So welcome back. Yes, we are looking at the first stages of getting Cubase running. So the last step was you putting in the code to get into Cubase, and I'm going to run the Cubase Elements software. And the first thing it's going to do is it's going to say that there's no valid license. So I want to start my license activation, and it will open this screen here. And then I have to go back to my email and copy and paste that email here into the activation code. And now you should be able to launch Cubase. So the first thing we do is, if you're on a Mac, you will go up to the right-hand side of your computer and use this magnifying glass and start typing Cubase, and you'll see Cubase comes up. If you're on a PC, you would go down to the bottom left-hand corner, press the start button, and then you'll find Cubase in there. So we'll launch Cubase, and it will say that you're using a time-limited version that you may use for 30 days. I'm now got 29 days left. And then Cubase will launch and will look something like this.
If you do get familiar and really start liking Cubase, you should have a conversation with the Waltham Forest Music Services and see if they can help you out.
Interesting. This is the page that you kind of launch when you start, and it gives you some options for any updates that are on the left-hand side, and any quick start tutorials on how to get going. On the right-hand side, you've got some different types of projects that you could work on, and I'm just going to start with a hip-hop production. I probably won't use many of the sounds that come with this production, but at least it gives me a good starting place with some tracks made, and you'll see that that now starts to launch. At the moment, this doesn't matter if you haven't got a microphone mapped. That's okay, because we're going to be making beats. I'm going to not make this full screen because that's actually going to be, I won't see the titles at the top, but I am going to stretch this out to make it take up all of my screen. And then we're going to just walk you through some of the most important things. So you can see here at the bottom, we've got the transport bar, but it is an exact replica of the transport bar that's built into the Cubase window. So in order to give me a bit more space, I'm just going to close that and make my Cubase window take up the full screen. You'll see that in this template, it started me off with a few different instruments, and I've got some drums and some bass, a clavinet, which is a type of keyboard, a synth, and a track for some vocals. So the top 4 are all MIDI tracks, and you can tell that because they've got a little piano in the top left-hand corner of this icon here. And the bottom track is an audio track. So we don't need that audio track for now. So I'm just going to delete that by going remove selected tracks. Okay. It starts off with a beat that's been pre-programmed. So let's give that a listen. And I don't like that beat, so I'm not going to do that. So up the top of the bar here, you can see this is the toolbar, and it's got the different tools that you can use. So I'm going to select the object selection tool, and then I'm going to do what's called a lasso and drag from outside of the box around the things that I want to delete. And then I'm going to press backspace to just remove them. So when you start with this Cubase, you actually get some different options. You get some different free VSTs. So if I click on this bar on the right hand side and choose VSTs, you can see that this is what I've got loaded into each track, and at the moment they're all the same. I can also go to media, and this gives me like more of a visual browser of the different things that are available. And if I click on VST instruments, you can see the 3 VSTs that I'm given for free. So I've got Groove Agent, I've got Hallion Sonic, and I've got Prologue. So Groove Agent is like a drum programmer. Hallion Sonic is like a synthesizer, well, like a workstation typed instrument that's got a range of different things, but also has some drums. And Prologue is a synthesizer. Let's start with this one, the House Sonic, which is what I've got loaded there at the moment. And I just can click on that, and you can see I've got a couple of different libraries. Let's go to Trip and see what's in there. So if I click on these, you can see it's loaded a little quick keyboard, and I can click on this keyboard and play sounds from it. And there's also
that's like your musical typing then.
Yeah,
that's how you
typing keyboard.
That's how you record your melodies, right?
So yeah, I can choose whether I want to make things that way, or I can actually go into the editor for that VST by clicking on this very small little edit instrument button over here. And you'll see that brings up the interface for the Hallion Sonic. And in here, I can actually load things. So I can choose whether I want drum kits or other things. And let's choose this hip hop kit. Double click on it and it will load. Okay, right. So I've got a basic kit drum and a snare drum on my keyboard. Okay, people. So Rxwntree's just joined us. Welcome, Rxwntree, to the session.
Hello, everybody.
And we actually had a crash just now. The software crashed, and we lost our song. So that's not a great thing. But let that be a lesson to you that you should be saving your project at least with a temporary name. I hadn't saved anything at all, so that's why there was no autosave. So I'm going to now save this as save as. And I'm going to put it in a folder much better than just Untitled, and create a new folder and call it My First Beat. That's the folder name. And then I'm going to call the actual song name that as well. My First Beat. And now we're going to get started again. We're going to build some drums. So I'm going to go to drums. I am going to press the Alt K to get my on-screen keyboard. I've got my kick drum, my snare drum, and remember, if yours is not playing, it might be on the wrong octave. So use your arrow keys to get you to the right octave for your kick drum, snare drum. And I'm going to turn my auto quantize on just to make my life a little bit easier. And I'm going to press record, making sure that I'm at the beginning of the song. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, and Okay, Rxwntree, what do you think? It's good beat?
I've got a little Dr. Dre vibe going on right now, a little Scott Storch.
Now, you might have this problem where when you actually put your drums in, they don't happen exactly where you meant to have them. You can see, let's have a listen.
Hey, flavors.
You might like that, but it's not exactly what I intended. So I'm going to double click on this, and it's going to open up the piano roll or key editor, and I can pick things up and just move them where I intended them to be. Great stuff. I'm going to go for my hi-hats now, and they're going to be on key number 5 for the closed hi-hat and key number 7 for the open hi-hat. And off we go again, record, making sure I'm near the beginning of the track. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to press record to drop it out of record. Okay, we're going well. Good stuff. I'm going to press Alt and K to get rid of my on-screen keyboard. And I'm going to close my editor by clicking on this X. I'm going to delete these extra tracks that I don't need by right-clicking and saying remove selected tracks.
I think the hi-hats are gone now.
Thank you for that. I actually deleted the wrong thing. Well done.
Is there a shortcut for saving for our young learners?
That's a very good point, and lesson learnt. So, Command S means less stress, or Control S if you're on a Windows. And we're going to now go over to our media browser, and we're going to put a loop in. So I'm going to go to loops. I'm going to go drum loops. I'm going to choose something that's roughly 95 tempo. Well, here's one. Too much swing on that one. I'm looking for something different. Let's go for one that's 100 BPM. Too lively. I'm looking for something a bit more hip-hoppy.
Hey.
Close. Still a bit too much swing on that for me. It doesn't really match what I've just done. Let's see what else we've got. Okay, this sounds quite R&B to me. I wonder what this sounds like at the tempo we're working at. I'm going to drag this into an empty space on my arrangement page. And I'm going to move this up. And I'm going to press save just to make sure I don't lose what I'm doing. And now I'm going to time stretch this to make it fit with what I've got. So I'm going to go to Audio, Processes, Time Stretch. And you can see that the original BPM is 75 And we want it to match this BPM, which is 96. So we just tick on here, type in 96, and you'll see that actually in the background, as soon as we click off of this, you'll see that it makes it the right tempo.
Ooh, fancy.
So I'm now going to play that, see how that sounds. Sounds pretty cool, eh?
Mhm.
I'm waiting for Mary J. Blige to come on.
Yeah, 112, definitely the Diddy era.
Yeah, that's like a genuine or something like that. Okay, right. So I want to now put my first bit of keys on this. And I want some piano, I think. So let's find a nice bit of piano. I'm going to go back to my home page, back to my loops and samples. And I'm going to flick through and see what we've got. Hip Hop Vault. Let's see what we got. I've actually can kind of look through by categories. So let's look at a piano. I think that stands for acoustic piano, and see what we've got. Bit sad for me. We'll give it a go, see how that sounds. It
Works.
It kind of works, but I think I'm going to try something else.
I like that.
So let's drag that one in. Let's see how that one sounds.
I like it.
All right. And if I want to loop it, I can literally just go to the middle of a part. You see the little square in the middle? And I can just loop it like that quite easily, which is good. I can also do things like fades. If I go to the front, I can fade it in or fade it out. And I can also reduce the level of any loop as well, just by dragging on that line at the top. So a few useful little shortcuts to be able to change what's happening with your loop. I think this is a little bit loud, so I'm just going to turn it down here a little bit. And we're now going to get into the, let's try and match the bass with this, yeah? So I want to find a bass. So let's reset the actual category browser by pressing this little orange button. And now we can say I'm looking for some bass.
Miguel.
Okay, I like that. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but when we was on our original piano loop, it actually told us what key it was in, and it said it was in F minor. This is now saying that this is in C minor. So I'm going to try that. And I'm going to see if it plays and see what it sounds like when I play it. doesn't sound quite right to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count from C to F. And that means I've got to count all of the notes in between as well. So I'm going to open my little MIDI keyboard, on-screen keyboard. And here's
might want to grab headphones, guys, at this time. Can't hear the bass.
Here's C, even though it says Q on it. But if you look at a musical keyboard, a piano, then this would be C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Very confusing because they put a QWERTY keyboard over the top of it. But a quick Google search will pull up a piano keyboard. And I'm sure you'll find one with notes on it, something like that. So we want to go from C to F. And we've got to count all of the notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we want to shift this from C to F. We've got to move it up what's called 5 semitones. So up in the top here, you'll see there's a button that says transpose. And we just click on it and we can type in 5. And let's hear our loop, our bass in solo. So I'm just going to actually make it twice as long, and I'm going to press S. So I've just made it twice as long, and now I want to solo it. So I'm going to press on this S here, and that's going to make it on its own. Not sure this is going to work, but let's hear that with the piano. So even though they're in the right key now, that doesn't mean that it's always going to work. And I think that doesn't work. What do you think, Rxwntree?
Yeah, there's a lot of clashing going on. Yeah.
So let's try and find a different bass loop. Sometimes that's just the way these things go. Everything's not going to work, even if you apply the science. So I'm going to reset my browser. I'm going to look for a different bass.
If you do want to learn about music theory, get to Waltham Forest Music Services, and I'm sure they could put you on the right extracurricular course.
Excellent advice, Sam.
Question from Mikis.
Yeah.
When you're producing normally, do you always like get rid of your ideas, or do you put them to the side sometime? What's your like tips for producers? Get rid of your ideas, or just like put them to the side?
I put them to the side for sure. I might even have an idea, and I might import it into another project later on.
Yeah, same.
But if I think it's good, I'll try and save it.
Tomorrow's beat.
I'm not feeling that bass either. It's nice, but I don't think it's going to fit this. So I'm going to come out of this loops category, and I'm going to go somewhere else, and let's see what else we've got in here. Let's have a look at production grooves. Let's reset our browser. Oh, this is only drums, so we don't want that one. Let's have a look at the GASE library. Let's reset our browser, and let's go to see if there's any bass in here. Synth bass. Let's see what we got. I don't think that's going to cover it, so let's keep looking. What else have we got? The Soul Assembly. Interesting.
So, drum and bass.
I don't know why I like that, but I like that.
Simple and straightforward.
I'm gonna give it a go, even though I'm not sure about it. It's in D. We need it to be in F. So from D, which is on this key here, we need to go 1, 2, 3. So let's transpose it up 3 and see how that sounds. Some of it worked.
Second half, so in it.
Some of it works, right?
Yeah, like the end of it works nice.
It's just the section at bar 3 I'm not sure on. I'll tell you what, I'm going to try and just cut this. I've got my scissors tool here. I'm going to cut it there. I'm going to cut it there. I'm going to cut it here. And I'm going to lose the bit here at bar 3. And I'm going to copy holding down the Alt key to there. And let's see how that sounds. Quite like that. And I'm going to take the whole lot and loop that again. So I'm holding down Alt. Now I wouldn't want to do a loop here like this, because what that's going to do is just loop the last bar. So it's better in this instance to actually select everything. And remember, a lasso is from dragging from the outside of a box around everything. Hold down my Alt key. And let's hear that with the drums. Let's take everything out of solo. So I'm pressing all the solo buttons. Make sure nothing's highlighted there. And let's press play. Okay, so my computer's glitching a little bit, it's struggling to play.
It's a hard beat, that's why.
Now I think it's a good time to press save. And remember, children, Control S means
less stress.
Less stress.
Good. All right. I'm going to now do a couple of other things. So I've saved it. I'm happy. And the next thing I want to be able to do is actually create some kind of mix of this. So I'm going to go to my studio tab at the top here, my studio menu. And I've got 2 ways of showing the mixer. I have got the mix in project window, which shows it to me like this. Or I can close that with this button down here. And I can actually go to Studio, Mix Console. Now, this is great if you've got 2 screens or you're focusing on mixing right now. And now I can see my mixer, but and now I can choose the levels of each part. Okay, so we've got a little beat going. That's good. I'm liking the mix as well. Just move some faders around. I want to make a new section. So I'm going to just copy this. I'm going to copy everything in it. And I think for this next section, I'm going to lose these drums. So I'm going to just press delete on those. And I'm going to lose the piano as well. And I'm now going to make a new track. I'm going to look for something like a little melody or something on top. So I'm going to reset my little browser thing here. And I'm going to look for an arpeggio, maybe. Might sound cool. I quite like that, even though it's in completely the wrong key. I'm going to try that. And I'm going to go back to my keyboard. And it said it was in C sharp, right? C sharp minor. That's this key here. And we're in F. So in order to get to F, I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4 up. So let's transpose that. Up 4. And let's hear that. Why did it do that?
I think it's the loop.
That's right. I had my loop set to the wrong place. So now I'm going to move I'm going to just turn the loop off for a second and hear what it sounds like going from one section to another. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try something else.
Some nice notes though. Hello.
I did like it, but it just didn't. That's sending Roundtree to sleep nicely there. So let's try that one. This one was in B minor. So
Back to the keyboard.
Back to our keyboard, and we're B here. So we've got some options. We can go upwards. So imagine B is here as well. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up. Or I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down. So I can go 6 up or 6 down. And that is because there are 12 musical notes. So I'm going to transpose that down, see what that sounds like. Down 6. I like that. I'm gonna go with that. I might be able to tidy up the timing later on, but that's pretty cool. Okay, so I've got 2 sections of music, and I've got a nice little beat going. And the next thing we're going to need to do is arrange this. So I'm going to use something called the Arranger track. Check this out. So I'm going to right click, and I'm going to say, add an Arranger track. I'm going to put it at the top. And I'm going to get my pencil, and I'm just going to drag over here. And I'm going to label this, it's called A at the moment up here, and call it my chorus. And then I'm going to make another one, and I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to call it my verse. Now I'm going to edit the Arranger track with this little arranger. And I want it to go verse, double click, 2 verses, 1 chorus, 1 verse, 2 choruses. And let's have a listen to that. I've got to now make sure I turn it on with this button here. And if I press play, you'll see what happens. Now repeat the verse again because I said I want 2 of them. And now it should drop to my chorus right about now. 1, 2, 3, and. I'm going to play the chorus once because you can see I've got just 1 there. Back to the verse.
That's quite interesting.
Okay.
Very good tool, that.
So once I'm happy with that and I really like it, I'm going to go File, Save, and I'm going to just click on that Arranger editor again, and I'm going to say that I want to flatten that. So I can actually press this button saying flatten, and what it did is it actually created that arrangement in my Cubase song, which is pretty good. I could undo that, and I've got some other options as well. If I was to click the flatten here, I can actually say I want to move it to a new project, and it will actually create a new song and put all of those parts in it. But I think I'm happy with what my arrangement. I'm going to keep it in my current project, and I'm going to press flatten, and you can see I've now got my arrangement as I planned it out.
Awesome. Good to
Okay,
go.
so the last thing I'm going to teach today is chord pads, and these are pretty cool. So I want to put some chords over the top of this on one of these sections. So I think I'm going to do it on the second half of this verse. I'm going to move my loop across. To the section I want to loop. And I'm going to add a new track, a new instrument track. And I'm going to try the other synthesizer, the Prologue synthesizer. And let's have a quick listen to it with my Alt-K to get my keyboard up. I'm going to look for a different sound, maybe some guitar.
We love a guitar now and then.
Let's have a listen to that with my musical typing keyboard. Not really guitar-y, but okay, I'll go with it. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go to, these chords are quite complicated.
Yeah.
What was the one above that, Mikis? The option above that?
Oh, snap.
Circle of fifths.
Is that in the software?
Yeah. Right, so let's find a preset that's a bit more simple than this. So we want to go load chords from presets and go, let's open this a bit wider so we can see what it's saying. Good starting point from a song, a few of 6. That looks good. Let's try this one. These are all majors. I want something with minors on it. Common minor at 7/5. Let's try those. So this is A minor roughly, isn't it? This is the... Yeah. I mean, you could go through and literally choose each of your chords and then just, you know, move them up or down and change what kind of chord they are and just try and find ones that fit with your song. But I'm trying to be technical here. I think this is A minor and my song's in F. So I want to transpose all my pads. Let's get our keyboard back up. I want to go to F, so I want to go 1, 2, 3, 4 downwards. So let's go transport all pads down by 4. And I can use my typing keyboard as well to play those.
Hey, that's hard.
So something like that. I'm going to just record something quickly. Press record. Let's make sure that I'm actually in the right place in the song. We're just before bar 9. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and... So you can see you can use like these little chords to be able to organize that. And the nice thing about this is because I've got auto quantize on. If I just play that back again, they're all now in time. And you might choose some different chords, but you can see we've been able to actually build quite a simple track, but quite effective, using a few techniques. So let's recap on what we did. We created some drums with a kick and a snare. We created another track and we added some hi-hats. We added a loop and we worked out how to time stretch that loop in order to fit with the tempo. We added some chords from a loop and we worked out how to time stretch, how to transpose loops as well, so that we was able to fit this bass to this piano loop. We were able to add some arpeggios and time stretch those to the right speed and transpose them. We was able to use the mixer and mix things and get a rough mix of what we wanted. And we was able to actually use a arrangement track in order to quickly create an arrangement, a complex arrangement, nice and easily. Lastly, we were able to use the chord pads to add some embellishment chords to maybe make some sections a bit more interesting. So there's only one thing left to do now, and that's to export our final song as a full project. So in order to do this, you're going to want to shrink your arrangement down so that you can see all of it on the screen at once. And that's something we haven't actually covered. These little things in the corner you can drag, make things larger or smaller. So we're making everything a bit smaller so we can see our whole song. We're going to set our loop for the full length of the song, maybe leave a little bit of an extra gap at the end. And then we're going to go to File, Export, Audio Mixdown. It's called My First Beat. I'm going to press Export Audio. And there it goes. So what do you think of my my little beat, Sam and Rxwntree?
I liked it. The whole idea was nice and creative, and it was a fun process. You don't actually need a big keyboard to do it. As long as you've got access to a typing keyboard, that's great. It's a nice, complex song. I think we went through some good techniques that I picked up as well, and I'll probably use when I start using Cubase as well. And it's a nice groove overall.
Yeah, I think it's a quite a simple track. Go on, Sam.
I have a question to both of you producers. What happens now? Now that you've got the bounce, you've got the project as one song now. What's now?
Well, if my speciality is not to write lyrics or sing on top of this, I would then use that bounce to be able to send to somebody. And that raises a good point. I might actually go file, export, audio mix down again, and not choose a WAV. I might choose an MP3 in order to make it small enough to send to someone in an email, so that it's, you know, accessible and easy to get to. And then I would send that to them, and I'd ask them to come up with some lyrics. And hopefully they've downloaded Cubase as well. Maybe they've got a little microphone in their house, and they can actually record on top, and then send me the Cubase project with the vocals added, and we could then collaborate on a project. Or they could just send me the files. They could just record their voice on it and mix down their voice, and just send the voice on its own, and I could drag it into my Cubase project and make it sound good. So that's the process, I think, Sam, is to
Okay.
know your strengths, know your weaknesses. If you're also a great vocalist and you're interested in that, then we've just done the beat making process. The next part would be to add some audio tracks, add a microphone to Cubase. You might want to use a USB microphone that you can then don't need a sound card for, or you could get a simple sound card and a microphone and plug it into your Cubase. I'd say that all you need to be able to make music really is a computer that's got enough speed to be able to play simple tracks. Usually an i5 or an i7 processor would be great. You need a sound card to get music into your speakers, a MIDI keyboard. You might need speakers or headphones, and lastly, a microphone. So those four or five elements, depending on what you're going to create, you can really do some stuff. But even just with a laptop, you've seen I've just used a laptop and the speakers on my laptop. I haven't really gone into much depth with how much equipment I'm using. And the free version of Cubase that I've downloaded, we've been able to produce something quite cool.
Yeah. I feel like, don't forget, guys, you can also collaborate with each other as well. So often I get to a point of a view where I'm like, I know Mikis can finish it off easy from here. So I send it to him, he does it, and then someone vocals it in the end. So like, there's a lot of songs that we've done like that. So don't forget, you can always collaborate with each other now.
Yeah, that Dappy track we've worked on, that's quite good, Rxwntree. I'm liking that one.
You know what's funny? Guess who just rang me?
Go on.
Oh, I'm showing the numbers. I don't know if it's... Oh, I've got green screen on. He just rang me saying that the video is just finished.
He's just
Oh,
finished.
I thought he wanted the beat.
No, there's a song that me and Mikis did for him that he's just done a video for.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So,
No way.
yeah.
What, that tune?
No, this is another one. It's an intro to his project.
Yeah, no, we did two versions, didn't we? So that sometimes that's as well. You might find a song, Sam, and we're working on it. You send it to the artist, they love it, they vocal it, and then something changes, and you've got to be flexible. And he was asking for a different type of beat. Me and Rxwntree went back to the drawing board, produced something that I didn't think was as good, but if the artist was happy, we created something that they were happy with. They produced a video for it. That's great, and it should
Awesome.
be now.
The client is always right, eh?
That's right.
Yeah, I guess.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, next steps. There's more than this tutorial. There's also a lyric writing tutorial and a few other tutorials. Maybe get with them. And then it's time to create your music, get your singers, songwriters, your rappers on it, record it, and send it off, submit it, and you might pop up on the Waltham Forest Garden Party documentary. We'll catch you there.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Cheers.
Yeah.